Hey, this is Thomas, and in this lesson, we're going to go over the 8 steps of writing an advertorial. So, as a step one, get all the basics you have. Maybe it might seem like an unnecessary step, but getting it in front of you will help you gain mental clarity and help you understand what you need to do better. So, as an example, I chose a random product, a pain relief patch for shoulder pain, and I would simply just fill out these. So, what product are you selling? A pain relief patch for shoulder pain. What problem does the product solve? Shoulder pain. And then can go into more specifics like uh, they can't work, so they might lose their job because they have shoulder pain. They can't do their house chores because of the shoulder pain, and overall, they like maybe they can't lift their kids up, their grandkids up, and go into more specifics with that. And who's your target customer? Um, you would just go into ratings, try and understand what's the age, what's the cause of shoulder pain? Is it an injury? Is it just something that appeared randomly? Then what's the problem your customer is facing? Um, and here you don't say just shoulder pain, but you go into more specifics. More you try to understand more what their day-to-day life looks like, what problems are caused by the shoulder pain, what's happening in the mornings, what's happening during the day, how is it affecting basically every area of their life. And then for the offers itself, like do you have any guarantees, like a 90-day, 30-day money back guarantee? And do you have any special offers? For editorials, it's often very useful if you put like for article readers only, get 50% off today, buy two, get one free only today. So make note of all of these before starting writing your editorials, and you'll gain a lot of mental clarity. Another thing to note is it's important to find out where your traffic is coming from. Is it coming from native, which is basically online articles, maybe more political, more drama, more basically this is a more mature audience, or are they coming from Facebook? Maybe they saw like a 1 minute ad on Facebook, then clicked. Those people are usually more impulsive. Maybe they won't focus as much, so you'll need to be more attention grabbing. You'll need to maybe explain things a lot better than the native advertising audience, because native audience is usually a bit more intelligent, a bit more smarter. So you need to include more science and studies and other things to like get your point across. Step two is research. So research everything about the specific problem. How does it start? What are your customer behaviors, pain points, as I mentioned? How does it affect their day? How does the actual product work? And how does it fit into the market? What are other alternatives? Why is this product better? Why is it worse? How is it like? Why would the customer prefer this product instead of like painkillers or some shoulder braces? And yeah, you can analyze your competitors, but personally, I like to look at competitors only after I've gotten my first draft done, because otherwise it can mess with your mind, mess with your creativity, and you'll be influenced from what you saw from the competitor. Your angle and the editorial type. Decide which angle are you picking. For example, here I have the shoulder patches, which are basically the angle of itself, the shoulder pain. But if you have a product that has more specific niches, like for example, sleep, you have sleep apnea, you have insomnia, you have maybe like trouble falling asleep, trouble staying asleep, waking up tired, or waking up with a dry mouth, waking up with a clogged nose. Decide how specific are you willing to go based on your research. Uh, for example, if you have a back pain, research what will work better: lower back pain, upper back pain, maybe neck pain tied with back pain, and based off of that, just structure your advertorial. And then for the advertorial type, there are three types, which we'll go into more details later on. Is the story-based advertorial, where basically here, if we selected this product, we would talk about how shoulder pain affects their everyday life, how terrible it is, some analogies to like help understand how the pain feels to be more relatable. If it was an informational editorial, we would basically educate on something new, something maybe the customer hasn't heard before. Um, like you could talk about the root cause of shoulder pain, and then how maybe the traditional approach that doctors recommend is wrong because it doesn't actually address the root cause of the pain. And like then you say, here's what you can do instead. Then you present your product, and basically help understand how your product actually tackles the actual root cause of the problem they're facing. And a value-based advertorial is either you provide value or give out a listicle of, for example, five shoulder exercises you can do at home, or for example, this has natural like herbs. You can add like 4 at-home foods that will relieve your shoulder pain. Then you would basically explain each, how does it help, and at the very end you'll present your product. This company has partnered up with this expert to create like a natural remedy for shoulder pain, and like then you will explain how it works, include social proof, and go from there. So step 4, outline your editorial. This again will help you um, gain mental clarity and understand more specifically what research you need to do. For example, with story-based editorial, you'll need to do more research on the actual customer, on how they're feeling their everyday lives, because it goes from story to discovering the product, trying the product, being maybe still skeptical, and then how the product finally um, gave them the relief they were looking for, or gave them the solution they were looking for. And then you go into more salesy pitches after that with more testimonials and closes and objection handling. And informational editorial, this structure is more like an article. This would fit better the native audience than Facebook usually, where you would educate the customer at first, and you would like maybe talk as an expert, introduce a doctor, and then later on the doctor has partnered up with some startup or a different company to create the best remedy there is for your problem. And same with the value-based editorial. You can also use an expert as your spokesperson, or just provide value. And at the end, after you have educated your customer about like for example, a listicle of 4 or 5 ingredients that help shoulder pain, you introduce the actual remedy that can finally give you relief. So step 5 is write your first draft. Here I would recommend just, first of all, you outline your editorial, and then you can fill it out section after section. You write the lead, you write the alternatives they have tried, how they discovered the product, and I would say just go without stopping, and don't make any edits. Don't stop at any sentences to think how to word it better. Just get it all out, so later on you have something to work with, and then you can go through it and edit it to perfection. which is step 6. So after you have your first draft, you can turn it into the final product, read through it all, make edits and make any edits necessary, rewrite for clarity, fix errors, improve the structure, maybe change something up. Maybe you'll see things from a different perspective once you read it for the second time, and overall see what else you need to do to make the tutorial better. Maybe you can give it to someone else to read as well, so they can give you a fresh perspective of what you're missing, of what's confusing. And then gone once you've gone through it a few times, then you have your final draft, which you can submit and publish. And then for step 7, once you have your final draft, I would recommend straight away just create split tests for the subheadline, for the headline, for the subheadline, for the header image, the lead, maybe even the close. But usually close you can split test later on. At first, you want to focus on the above the fold section, which is the headline, subheadline, and header image. Just provide the client, or if you're writing for yourself, set up split tests right away so you can see which direction you should go towards in the future. You can test multiple angles, a more broader market like back pain, or be more specific like and target lower back pain. Then if lower back pain works better than every other back pain angle you could find, then create like 4 new split tests all focused on lower back pain and go into more specifics. Maybe injury, maybe it's caused by old age, or maybe it's just poor posture, and from there you can go in even more deeper. Step 8 is publish and monitor the response, because the market is always the best judge. So launch your editorial, see how the market reacts, change up if needed, change up the angle, set up new split tests to see how you can improve. And yeah, the feedback and engagement you receive from your audience is invaluable for seeing what actually works, because you can do hours of research, but at the end of the day, the market will decide what works the best. So thank you for your attention.